Okay, good evening. Good evening to all. Is it visible?
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Actually, yesterday many of the students were absent. So first 10 minutes we will recall whatever the portion we completed in the last class. So yesterday we started with the Barabar Hill. Okay, just to recall in a fast manner. So it's in Bihar and belongs to Mauryan Empire. And the Barabar Hill is the oldest rocket cave during the time of Emperor Asoka and his grandson Dasharatha. Then in that hill, there is a cave called Barabar Cave, and the cave has some written script were there. That script were written in Brahmi script. Okay, so in the same Barabar hill have 4 more caves. What is current Chaupar cave and Lomas Rishi cave and Sudama cave and Vishwakarma cave. These all the 4 caves are in the Barabar hills, and the entire caves are dedicated to Ajivika set. Okay, and again I said the founder of Ajivika set is Mahakali Kosala. Okay, then we had a basic knowledge about the empire. This word came from the Latin word imperium, which means it's the supreme power. Okay, and in the ancient text, the Raja name was mentioned with different names. The Samraj, that means the Lord of all. Then Adi Raja is the overworld. Then Raja the Raja, the King of King. So these were the name mentioned to the Raja in the ancient text. Then what's the purpose of empire? Or empire or kingdom or kadamai, the duty or purpose enna appadina? So maintaining the army, maintaining the administration, maintaining the law and order, and maintaining the natural resources, and then develop the art and architectures, then the communication, road communication and navy, all those things. Then one most important point we discuss about gulits or shrenis. In the some of the Sanskrit text they have mentioned shrenis. So who are they, what are their duties, and what are their natures, why this organization was started? This also we saw yesterday. Actually they are the powerful associations. In the association they are the traders, money lenders, கடன் கொடுக்கறவங்க, then craftsman. So they are formed one they all formed one association. That association is called gulits. Okay, and they are highly organized one and semi autonomous body, not fully autonomous, and it's a kind of corporate associations of the merchants. Okay, and they have autonomy to create. That means autonomy means the freedom. They are having the freedom to create their own internal rules. So avanga vaikkiradha sattam. In that internal rules the king will not interfere. This also I said why king used to not get interfere means because the trades are flourished due to the effective organization of these gulits. That is why king he did not interfere. Then we saw about the Magadha dynasty. So Magadha dynasty was ruled by 3 more dynasty. The first one in that Magadha dynasty was Haryanga dynasty. After that Shishunaga dynasty was ruled. Then the last dynasty which was in the Magadha dynasty was the Nanda dynasty. There's a founder of Nanda dynasty is Mahapadmananda, and the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty is Dhanananda. Okay, who was defeated by Chandragupta Maurya with the help of Kautalya or Chanakya or Vishnugupta, 3 or 1. Then he had a capital at Pataliputra, and during his time, the Greek ambassador, the Megasthenes, stayed in his court. Okay, who wrote about the Mauryan administration and the Mauryan kingdom? That book is called Indika. Okay, this is one of the main source to know about Chandragupta Maurya. Then another one we talked about Arthashastra. The meaning of Arthashastra is the science of governance and economics by Chanakya, Vishnugupta and Kautalya. And he mentioned in his Arthashastra there are 7 parts of kingdom. In the 7th part, the main part or the main topmost priority is given to the king. Then who is assisted with the council of ministers, Mandri Sabha, that is called Amatya. Then the kingdom must have fortified towns and cities, that is called Durga. Then defense and law and order to be maintained, that is mentioned by Danda. And the territory of states are in the name of Janpada. And every kingdom must have a wealthy treasury, that is called as Kosha. Then the kingdom has to be maintained the relationship with the nearby kingdoms or nearby empires through the allies, that is called Mitra. So these are the 7 parts of the kingdom. Then at last we saw in the yesterday class about Ashoka, not much more detail. So who is the grandson of the Chandragupta Maurya, and he called himself Devanampiya Priyadasi. So Devanampiya means beloved of God, and Priyadasi means the one who caring others with kindness, that is called Priyadasi, which was mentioned in many of the his inscription. He had 2 types of inscription, that is rocket, the rocket inscriptions, and the pillar inscriptions. And after the Kalinga War, which took place in the year 260 before Common Era, okay, after that he changed his policy into Dharma policy. So this is what all about we saw in the yesterday class. So today we move on to the chapter 6, and in the chapter 6, it's the age of reorganization, which is nothing but in this chapter some overall view. Let me give the chapter 6. Okay. Okay, now almost we come across from these are the various portion we have covered. First we started from IBC. From IBC to Vedic civilization we completed. From Vedic to around the 600 BCE. And we know there are 2 major changes: the formation of new state and new religions. Under that, the main 2 religions we studied about Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, in the formation of new state, we studied about Janpada and Mahajanpada. Okay, so under this Mahajanpada, we completed till Magadha dynasty. So after Magadha dynasty, the Mauryan dynasty started. Okay, so Mauryan dynasty, the founder is Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, up to this we have finished. Okay, and the last Mauryan dynasty, last king, last emperor of Mauryan dynasty, that is Pushyamitra Sunga. ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. Pushyamitra Sunga. So idukapram, so after Mauryan dynasty, the Sunga dynasty will be following in that region. So this will happen around 185 BC, before Common Era. What will happen? Every kingdom, if you see in the history, every kingdom will flourish. It will start from the beginning, then it will reach to the peak. Then after the absence of main important or dynamic ruler, the dynasty will decline or falls. And once, so that means if I take, so in every dynasty it will go to the peak, then it will decline. Okay, so declination due to weak ruler. Okay, so what will happen due to the weak rulers? The regional independency of some state will form, which means the regional states become powerful. ஓகே, அதாவது ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு மெயின் கிங்டம் அழிவு ஆகும்போது, சரியும் அதோட செல்வாக்கு சரியும் போது, அங்கங்க உள்ள சின்ன சின்ன சிற்றரசுகள் தே வில் கால்டு themselves independent and they will start ruler on their own way of style. So that is why regional states become more powerful. So அப்படி வந்ததுதான் during the time of around 185 BCE. If you look at the India map, it will look like this. You will see in the okay, and in the northwest region it was ruled by Indo-Greek, and in this region Kushanas, and in the Pataliputra region the Sunga dynasty, where once upon a time it was Mauryan dynasty, Sunga dynasty. Okay, and in this portion the Rajasthan, that area, Shakas were ruling. Okay, and this region Satavaganas, the central India, and in this Odisha region Chedis. After Kalinga was under the Mauryan dynasty, then it was independent and new dynasty started to rule there, that is Chedis. And if you look South India during that period, in this side Chola, here Pandyas, and in this side Cheras, the Kerala side. So this is what the dynasty who were ruling at the time of 185 BCE. Okay, so one major dynasty start to fall and regional dynasties start to rule independently. This is what. So come to the book now. So you can see that these are all not needed. Okay, directly come to this. Listen, we started from here. The last Mauryan emperor was assassinated around 185 BCE. Okay, by his commander-in-chief Pushyamitra Sunga. So this led a breakup of the empire, and so Sunga dynasty will start. So this period is also known as the age of reorganization by some scholars. They are calling, because many independent state they organized themselves, and this is what I mentioned. See, entire India at the time of 185 BCE look like this. Okay, in the northwestern region Indo-Greek were ruling, and here Sunga dynasty, and in this Himalayan range the Kushanas were ruling, and in Shakas were ruling in the Rajasthan side. They are the Indo Scythians. Okay, and this region Satavaganas, and in the Odisha region Chedis, and here Chola, Chera, and Pandyas. This is what during that period. Okay, and how the kingdoms are keeping alliance. The matrimonial alliance were used to maintain by many kings. Okay, one of the so here one more diagram they looks the dynasty from within the subcontinent. Within the subcontinent India kulla yarlana Cheras were there, Pandyas and Cholas, Satavahanas, Sungas and Chedi. Foreign dynasty collaboration la yarla irundana Indo-Greeks, Shakas and Kushanas. They are the outside of subcontinent. Okay, Indo-Greeks, Kushanas and Shakas. They are they differentiated with these two. So now how the Shungas become the powerful. Okay, so Pushyamitra Sunga founded the Sunga dynasty. okay, who was defeated the last king of the Mauryan dynasty, and he performed Ashwamedha Yajana. Okay, Ashwamedha means Ashwamedha na kudra. Okay, many movies you have seen this one. அதாவது ராஜா வந்து ஒரு வெள்ளை குதிரைய அந்த நாட்டு கொடியை கட்டி, okay, in a horse having the flag of the particular Raja kingdom, and it will go as it is. Okay, so behind the horse the soldiers will follow. Okay, wherever the horse are crossing the territory, it was the by default it will comes under the Raja's territory. Okay, யாராவது அந்த குதிரையை நிறுத்துனாங்க அப்படின்னா the soldiers will fight against them and they will capture. If not able to, if the could not able to fight against the opposite king, then that will be stopped up to that particular landmark. So this is Ashwamedha Yajana, and just leave it. Then come to, okay, this is what the picture depicts about how the Ashwamedha Yajanas are performed. See, the Ramayana, in which King Rama is seen performing the Ashwamedha Yajana. Okay, enna appadina a Vedic ritual conducted by many rulers to declare their position as a king. In this ritual, a horse accompanied by soldiers, a horse பின்னால soldiers இருப்பாங்க, ஃபாலோ பண்ணுவாங்க, left to wanderனா எவ்வளவு தூரத்துக்கு அதுவா ஃப்ரீயா போகிறது, வா freely. Any territory that a horse crossed, எந்தெந்த டெரிட்டரி எல்லாம் அந்த ஹார்ஸ் வந்து கடக்குதோ, and at the same time unchallenged was considered to become the part of the king emperor. அந்த குதிரை என்னென்ன டெரிட்டரிலாம் கடக்குதோ அந்த குதிரையை யாரெல்லாம் சேலஞ்ச் பண்ணலையோ, ஸ்டாப் பண்ணலையோ, then the territory become automatically comes under to the kingோட empireோட control. Okay, and suppose if any ruler stop the horse, then they led to battle to determine the supremacy. இப்ப யாராவது ஒருத்தர் வந்து அந்த வெள்ளை குதிரையை தடுக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் they will go for the war. அந்த வார்ல யார் வின் பண்றாங்களோ அவங்க தான் the having the territory of the land. Okay, so it will determine the supremacy, yaar periyavangradhu. That is called Ashwamedha Yajana. And so listen, the Sungas patronized literature, art, and Bhargat Stupa in the Madhya Pradesh. இது தனியா நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோ. The Bhargat Stupaங்கிறது என்ன அப்படின்னா, actually it is built by Ashoka. இதா இருக்குது, here it is. It is built by Ashoka and it decorated with Buddha's life. Here it is. It is showing the stories from Buddha's life. That is what the Bhargut Stupa. Okay, this figure they have in the figure they have given. Carving the Lakshmi on a railing here, and a group of singers and dancers here, and a Dhamma Chakra, elephants holding a wheel of Dhamma. Okay, these are all visible or there in the Bhargut Stupa. And what are the contribution given by the Sungas in the art? One by one they have given a pillar with a Greek warrior, this one, and a male figure statue, and a woman with a child, then woman with a fan and a vase, then female figure with a hair ornament, this one, and a royal family, then bronze bangle, then it's a ivory comb, chipu. Okay, ivory comb, and the beads of necklace. These are the contribution given by the Sungas, just for your knowledge, no need to memorize. Then next one's Satvaganas. Okay, Satvaganas we saw in the this region, Satpura, Vindhya Satpura range, that side. Okay, and who are they? These Satvaganas yaar appadina, they were ruling the Raj part of the Deccan region. They mention another. Okay, sometimes they are referred as Andhra. Around here, they ruled the large part of Deccan around 2nd century BCE. Okay, and the Satvaganas area comprising of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, and having different capitals. Okay, and the major cities of Satvaganas yaarla appadina, major edellana, one is Amaravati, another one is Pratikshthana. Amaravati. Pratisthana. Okay, and they had a coin. They are using the coins. In that coin, the showing with the ship. Okay, seafaring ship, and a Brahmi script were there. This is what talks about this paragraph. And agriculture was flourished in the Krishna Godavari system, which gave the economic stability. And the Satavahanas got active trade network. Every empire used to be, and exchange of goods like spices, textiles, sandalwood, and luxury items like gold-plated pearls, ivory, etc. And one of the cave, it is another one important cave, Nanegat cave, okay, which is in Pune. This is especially for the traders though want to stay there to take rest. Okay, and this was used for collecting taxes or toll, collecting tolls or taxes. And it's a resting place of this cave is the resting place of traders. As per the tradition, then in the coin, they have the name of King Lord Satakarni and son of Gautami. Actually, as per the Satavahana's tradition, the prince were often named after their mother. Okay, so Gautami Putra Satakarni was named after his mother, Gautami Balashri. That is why they carry with mother name. And they had this Gautami Balashri was the powerful queen who donated the land to the Buddhist monk. These are the another information. And how the numbers were mentioned by the in the Brahmi script. This is noted. Even though they were patronizing or helping the Buddhist monk, they are the follower of Vasudeva, which means Vasudeva is another name of Lord Krishna. And they also granted, the Satvavahana kings, they granted tax-free agriculture land to Vedic scholar, Jain king, monk, and Buddhist monk for pursuing their studies and practices. And one cave is there, that is Karla cave. Okay, in Maharashtra. In the cave they gave to the Buddhist monk. Okay, a Buddhist monk. Then some Yaksha statue was found in the Maharashtra during the Satvavahana period. Oh, what is the Yaksha? This is a minor deity, okay, which is related to nature, the god of nature. So Yaksha from Pittal carries inscription. அதோட கையில ஒரு inscription இருக்கு. என்ன அப்படின்னா, is made by கனகாதாசா a goldsmith. அதாவது ஒரு கோல்ட்ஸ்மித் உருவாக்குன ஸ்டாச்சு தான் இது அப்படின்ட்டு அதோட இதுல ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கும். This what they said. And why they are mentioning especially here, it is not interesting to see that a goldsmith could also craft a sculpture made up of stone. அதாவது பொற்கொல்லன்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, அவனும் வந்து கல்லுல செலவழிக்க முடியுமாங்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் தான் this statement on that sculpture. And in the 3rd century CE, the Satvavahana Empire fragmented into smaller independent kingdom. Again, 3rd century la iduvum chinna chinna odanjirudhu. So into smaller independent kingdoms. Okay, this is what happened in the Satvavahana side. Okay, another one, Chedis or Chedis. They are they were occupying the area of the Odisha region. Okay, and after the decline of Mauryan Empire, the Kalinga was rose under the Chedi dynasty. Kalinga was defeated by Ashoka. Okay, adukapram entire the Kalinga region was comes under the Mauryan dynasty. So Mauryan dynasty power korayum bodu, and the Chedis they started to strengthen their dynasty in that same Kalinga region. Okay, the main ruler of the Chedis is Karavela. Karavela. That is why sometimes in some inscription they used to call Karavela of Kalinga, like that they used to call. Okay, a Karavela, one of the main ruler who was devoted follower Jain teaching. He is a Jain follower, and sometimes he used to call Bhikshu Raja, a monk king, that much highly devoted to the Jainism, follower of the Jainism. And he also constructed a cave in the Udayagiri, Kandagiri caves for the Jain monk. Okay, this is what they have given, and the inscription were written in that rock, the Udayagiri caves near Bhuvaneshwar, and there is a Hati Kumpa inscription. Hati Kumpa inscription. So in the Mari, these are the points you take it separately. Hati Kumpa inscription, in which king was done written by whom, and which cave it is. Okay, and written in Brahmi script. And in this inscription talks about a king's Karavela's accomplishment year after year. Over versamo enna achievement the king Karavela of Kalinga did, that was listed in that Khathikumpa inscription. Adala nariya military campaign irukum. In a military campaign he went, and how many military campaign he was won, that instruction were there. So the Karavela also proudly declared that he created a council of ascetics and sages from 100 regions, and accomplishment in extraordinary virtue, respect of every sect, and repair of every temple. We have example of a secular king. Okay, he encouraged all the topmost religious leader from the various religion. Okay, and he helped to renovate every temples. Okay, and he protect the schools of thoughts like Jainism, Buddhism. Okay, so these are all reflecting he is the secular king. Okay, this was in that region. So what happened in the southern side? On the northwestern side, some of the kingdom we had seen in the Indian map. The northwestern side, Indo-Greek were there, Kushanas were there, Shakas were there. These three are the outside rulers settled in India and ruling some of the part in the western side. And within the India, we had a Sungha dynasty. Okay, after the falling of Maurya dynasty, then Satavahanas, then Chedis. Now we are going to recall some of the points, very few points about the Chera, Chola, Pandyas. That is, so during that time, the southern region, around the 2nd or 3rd century BCE, the three powerful kingdoms are there in the southern side: the Cheras, the Cholas, and the Pandyas. Okay, and let's remember how Ashoka Emperor stopped at those South Indian kingdoms, and which he mentioned in edicts, such that they remained independent even at the height of Mauryan power. Up to South India, Ashoka consolidated his power, but not with the Chera Chola Pandyas. This is what he mentioned in one of his edicts. Okay, and the Karavela of Kalinga, he defeated an alliance in South Indian kings and threatened his own territory. Okay, then see the map. There's a Chola, the capital is Urayur, and the flag, the tiger flag. Then two fishes are in that flag. The Pandya kingdom, the capital is Madurai, and Chera, okay, Vanji. It is a capital. And during these Chera Chola Pandyas, during that 2nd century BCE, there was many poets were there. The collectively it is called as Sangam literature. The Sangam means a conference like. association are coming together, and they will deliver their literature work. Okay, the Sangam literature, the oldest in South India, consists of several collection and anthologies of the poem. Okay, and this what? Then the Cholas, the Sangam refer three crowned kings. The Chola, Chera, and Pandyas. Chola were the powerful dynasty, ruled a part of South India from 3rd century to 13th century CE. Okay, the 300 before Common Era, the 1300 Common Era, and the Chola king Karigala Cholan, you know very well. Okay, he defeated a combined force of Chera and Pandya. This is some exam they used to call. Who defeated a combined force of Chera and Pandyas? That is a Chola king, Karigala Cholan. And this one, you know, Silapati Haram, a story about Kannagi. This also you read this one later. Very simple. Kannagi and Kovalan were husband and wife. Kovalan fall in love with Madhavi, and later he come back to Kannagi again. So Kannagi wanted to shift his place to some another place, move to the Madurai for the trading for trade purpose, and he gave his one of his anglet, அதாவது கொலுசுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, சிலம்பு, கால் சிலம்பு கோவலன்ட்டு கொடுத்து, okay, go and sell this one in the market and bring the money so that we can start one business. So when he reached to the market, some of the soldiers already who stolen the anglet of the queen, and they put a fault over the Kovalan, and they dragged him into the king, and the king ordered to kill the Kovalan. Then again Kannagi will reach to the court, and he will fight for the justice, and finally both will come to an decision that in Kannagi she will say, in my anglet there was pearls, where it is, in false accusation done over the Kovalan, the husband of Kannagi, and Kannagi proved his innocence by revealing her second anglet, and but the king realized that he done mistake, so in his shock he died there itself. The cardiac arrest in our own language. Again the Kannagi got angry and who destroyed the entire city. Adha Madurai Eritalnu ஒரு காட்சி வரும். Okay, and then she walked further west to Chera kingdom, and அங்க வந்து அவளை வந்து ஒரு goddess அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. And even today Kannagi was worshipped in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. இதுதான் சிலப்பதிகாரம். And okay, again come to the Karigala Cholan, and Karigalan, he built a famous grand Anaikat, that is Kallanai. Okay, and it simply divert the downstream of Kaveri river in the Sri Rangam island. Okay, around more than 1,000 years are over, still it is one strong Anaikat of the southern region built by Karigala Cholan. And so these are the one. Then come to Cheras. Cheras are also called as Kerala Putras, a son of Keralas, and they ruled in the western part of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and their capital, it's a Vanji, already we saw in the map. Then Cheras also extended trade connection with the Roman Empire. These are all very common, and they issued number of coins. Okay, and once again I mentioned here, we will study about the entire Chera Chola Pandyas in detail in the class, because here only the introduction has been given. Who are Cheras, who are Cholas, and where are they, which region they were there, and what are their capital. Only these things are there. See, in the Pandyas also, Pandya where they ruled the southern the parts of Tamil Nadu and surrounding regions, and present day Madurai was their capital. And it was mentioned by mentioned in the Indica by the Megasthenes about the Pandyan kingdom. Okay, and okay, then invasion of the Indo-Greeks, because within India we got some introduction about Sunga dynasty, Satavahana's, and Chedis, and Chera Chola Pandyas. Now in the northwestern region we had three kingdom. One is Indo-Greeks, and then Indo-Greeks, then Shakas and Kushanas. So first, let me see the Indo-Greeks. Who are they? And they were actually during the time of Alexander. He reached to the Indus plain, okay, and when he left the India, uh, that captured area was ruled by the independent domains. They are called Indo-Greek rulers. After the decline of Mauryas, the northwestern regions, present-day Pakistan, Afghanistan, easily target for the Indo-Greek. Okay, and last class we had some king named the Porus. Okay, and so those were there. Those were ruling those region. Okay, and one more the pillar here. One more pillar is mentioned. Heliodorus pillar. It is neither near in Vidisha, and how it has been named after named the Indo-Greek ambassador. And in his inscription, he was praised about Vasudeva as a god of God. In that Heliodorus pillar. Okay, no much more points here. Then Shakas. Then Kushanas, who are they? The Kushanas originally from the Central Asia. They entered to India around the 2nd century Common Era. Not before Common Era, it's a Common Era. Okay, one of the main ruler is Kanishka. Kushana main ruler. They came from Central India. And one of the prominent ruler, Kanishka. This is the statue of Kanishka, the headless statue, which was found in India. And there was a inscription in the Brahmi inscription and the statue. He is a Maharaja Rajadiraja Devaputra Kanishka. Actually, yesterday I said no. By yours, the Maharaja Rajadiraja and Devaputra Kanishka, the great king, king of kings, son of God, Kanishka. This is what mentioned. Other than that, we came to know this statue is Kanishka statue, but head is not available. And some of the the coins in that coin, Kanishka figure is there. The holding spear and titled King of King. This one, and Bodo. Bodo means Buddha in Greek script. And the second coin. And during that period, there are school of sculpture. That's school. Okay, school of sculptures were started. One Gandhara school and Madura school of art. Okay, Gandhara school is Indo-Greek, a combination of Indo-Greek. Okay, Indian and Greek style. The sculptures feature very deities. This one we will study in detail. Difference between Gandhara school and Madura school, and one more school we will study, that is Amaravati school. Okay, the school it is a study about how to make statues. That's sculpture. எப்படி ஒரு சிலையை வடிக்கணும். ஸோ ஒரு சிலை எந்த நாட்டு கல்ச்சரை பேஸ் பண்ணி இருக்கிறது தான் the difference between these three. So Gandhara means Gandhara style ஒரு சிலை வடிக்கிறாங்கன்னா it is showing the style of Gandhara, sorry, Greek and India. Okay, so Indo-Greek style will be there. Madura indigenous. And another one school I said, that is Amaravati indigenous. Ulnatu style. This is what we'll study later. So Gandhara style, which emerged in the western region of Punjab, blended Greco-Roman elements. And these are some of the ancient trade routes. And this is the main Silk Route. Then Madura style developed in the Madura region of present-day Uttar Pradesh. So Madura style different compared to Gandhara. One differentiation different style unlike Gandhara style, it primarily used red sandstone for its sculpture and reflect less influence from Greek Roman aesthetics. I think that's all from this chapter. Okay, we will move on to the next one. Next chapter is it's a seventh chapter. We move on to the Gupta era. So Gupta era used to start 3 common era, 300 CE to 600 CE. Here Kalidasa, one of the famous the poet in the Gupta era, Raghuvamsam is one of his literature work. In that he has he has written something. Okay, neither force nor diplomacy can eliminate the evil. Okay, அதாவது வலுக்கட்டாயமோ இல்ல through the diplomatic relationship we cannot eliminate the evil means you can take it many things, and corruption or war or conflict between two states அது மட்டும் பண்ண முடியாது. At the same time, nor is righteousness upheld by flattery alone. அதாவது சும்மா துதி பாடுறதுனால, புகழ்ச்சியா பேசுவாங்கல்ல, வெறும் புகழ்ச்சியால மட்டும் you cannot upheld or strengthened the righteousness. அதாவது அறத்தை வந்து you can't erect there. But only two things are most important, that is wisdom and knowledge. It is the wisdom and knowledge, they are the true strength in a kingdom. Okay, they are the true strength in a kingdom. So at the same time, the kingdom should not indulge in luxuries. 2 minutes wait, there's a power cut. Let me switch on WhatsApp. Okay, it is visible now. And this page talks about the agenda caves. So some points, let me write about agenda caves. So these are in the left bank of river Vaghora. Around 30 rocks, 30 rock cut Buddhist caves are there. In the Aurangabad. And it is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And here in the among 30, 5 caves are Chaityas. Chaityas na already I said it is a prayer hall. To Buddhist monks, prayer hall for 2 Buddhist monks. The prayer hall, and 25 viharas. விகாராஸ்னா புத்திஸ்ட் மாங்க்ஸ் இருக்கிற இடம், அதாவது ஆசிரமம்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, மொனாஸ்ட்ரிஸ். Okay, if you want in-depth detail in some NCERT, the old NCERT, they used to mention the cave number 9, 10, 19, 26, and 29 or Chaityas. Okay. Okay, come to the chapter now. So Gupta Empire. So during these third CE to sixth CE, so Gupta Empire was here. Was the most powerful and flourished from Pataliputra was the capital. At the same time, Vakataka kingdom was there in the central India. Okay, the central part of subcontinent with their capital Nandivardhana near Nagpur. The capital Nandivardhana. Note panniko. Vakataka, the capital of Vakataka kingdom, Nandivardhana. Then in the south, the Pallava kingdom are there. Pallava dynasty still up to 9th century C 900 Common Era, up to 900 Common Era, they were ruling there. And Kumarappa kingdom, that was in the Assam during the Gupta Empire time. Okay. And these are all no need. Simply come to the iron pillar in Megroli. So some point about actually this pillar is not rusting more than 1600 years old. It is in the open place, but still it is not rusting. Okay, so some point regarding the iron pillar. It is in Maroli in Delhi, where Qutub Minar is there. Okay, and why I'm writing the extra point? Then whenever we are studying about this iron pillar in the class, you can recall. That is why. Okay, and not rusting. Around 1600 year old. Okay, and around 6 ton. The weight and the height in Badana around 23 feet height, and it was erected during Chandragupta. Okay, during Chandragupta II. It is Gupta period, not Mauryan. Okay, during Chandragupta II. And but first time it was placed. It was not directly placed in Maroli. The first time it was placed. Okay, first time it was placed in the in front of the one Varaha temple. Okay, Varaha temple in which is in the Udayagiri cave. Varaha temple in இது எங்க இருக்குன்னா மத்திய பிரதேஷ். Okay, and totally dedicated to Lord Vishnu. And it was relocated by the Tomara kings. The Tomara king Anangapal. Around Anangapal around 11th century. 11th century. During then he only replaced. And recently, the reason for non-rusting by some IIT, they found the entire iron pillar made up of wrought iron. Wrought iron என்ன அப்படின்னா it has a high phosphorus content. Less sulfur and magnesium. And one coating also they gave, a thin coating over it. That is called Misa white. This detail I took from the newspaper. Okay. Misa white. இது அப்படின்னா என்ன அப்படின்னா a compound of iron, oxygen and hydrogen. Okay. So these are the reason the iron is not rusting till more than 600 years. Okay, come back to the chapter. What are the new power has emerged during the 3rd century? In 3rd century, we know the Kushana Empire already we have seen, and in the central part, the Gupta Empire was in peak, and there are many theories were there. Who founder of the Gupta Empire? I will teach you in the class, Sri Gupta, and who are the successor of the Gupta Empire, that we will see in the class. And the entire the field of art, architecture, literature, science flourished, particularly during the time of Chandragupta II. Okay, and in the inscription of in the iron pillar in Delhi, his name was mentioned, Chandra. Okay, this Chandra was identified with Chandragupta II. That is why in the book they clearly mentioned, do not confused with Chandragupta Maurya, because Chandragupta Maurya belongs to Maurya dynasty, and Chandragupta II, also known as Vikramaditya, and he was fully devotee of Vishnu. And in his coin, these are the coins of Chandragupta II. Okay, in the coin, the queen Chandragupta I, with his queen Kumara Devi was there in the opposite side. Then another one, a pillar is in the Pragya Raj, there is a pillar. In that pillar, there's a written statement which is called as Prayaga Prasasti. அதாவது புகழ்ச்சின்னு சொல்லுவோம், கிங்க பத்தி புகழ்ந்து பாடுறது. That means the achievement of Samudragupta. So யார் அப்படின்னா சந்திரகுப்தாவோட ஃபாதர், சந்திரகுப்தா II's ஃபாதர். அவரை பத்தி புகழ் யார் எழுதுனா அவருடைய கோர்ட் உள்ள போயிட்டு ஹரிசேனா. ஓகே, then this is out that one. The Harisena என்ன எழுதிருப்பாருன்னா அது அவரோட எங்க what are the military campaign date என்ன அதான் புகழ்ந்து எழுதுறது. Okay, see here, many defeated kings were reinstated. Okay, Harisena wrote about how the king supported art, learning and trade, making his kingdom rich and successful. And one of his Samudragupta coins, he was playing the veena, and in the other side, Lord Goddess of Lakshmi was there. There's another one coin. In that coin, the king was doing the Ashwamedha Yajana. These are all nothing. Then come to this one, the Gupta Empire, how much it was extended. Okay, so this was a region of the Gupta Empire here, up this area. So here Vakataka, then here Pallava kingdom were there. And there was a traveler, Chinese traveler Fagian, who was visiting during the time of Chandragupta II. Fagian, he was a Buddhist monk, and he gave some of the information regarding the society. And this is one important point. The Fagian describes a harsh treatment of the Chandalas. Chandalas are who are the outcast. Outcast they used to live outside the city limits. So how they are used to be treated in a very harsh manner, that was observed by the Fagian. Then some of the glimpse of Gupta Emperor, governance and administration. And the new king, new title, the Maharaja, Diraja, Samrat, and Chakravartin, these are the title. Actually, these are all not important. And here, what happened? The matrimonial alliance was done by the Chandragupta period time. The daughter of Chandragupta was married. Here it is. Prabhavati Gupta. Prabhavati Gupta yarna Chandragupta daughter. To Chandragupta daughter. And our yarku kalyanam pannipanga married to princess of Vakataka kingdom. If you see the map, this is Gupta Empire. This is Gupta Empire. This entire region is Vakataka Empire. So our daughter வந்து Vakataka prince கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கிறார். அப்ப he become the uncle. Okay, so through matrimonial alliance he can rule this one. ஆனா by விதி என்ன செய்யும் அப்படின்னா கல்யாணம் முடிஞ்ச கொஞ்ச நாள்லயே Vakataka prince வந்து he will die. So entire kingdom will be taken care of the her daughter. Sorry, right, come here. So see the marriage, the Gupta's neighbors to the south. Tragically, the Vakataka prince died early. So because of the absence of her husband, king, she took the power to rule. That is called regent ruler of the kingdom. So during her period, the Vakataka kingdom and the Gupta kingdom remained so strong. That is why she used to describe her as the mother of two kings. Then she ascended to the throne. Okay, and this was the one figure mentioned about the Prabhavati. Okay, and reimagination of Prabhavati Gupta sitting in his court with her child. Then trade, it's a common, you just read it. And here one point is important, the Socotra Island. That is how the trade took place through during the Gupta Empire. That is trade Gupta Empire. Gupta Empire and one island in the Arabian Sea உள்ளது island, அங்கிருந்து Mediterranean Sea, vice versa. Okay, Mediterranean Sea and the nearby market. So this one, take it separate note. And the Gupta era is also called the age of classical age, because many art and architecture was flourished during the Gupta region, and some of them are mentioned, especially the Nalanda University, and because some historians label this Gupta period as the classical age of India. During this period, Sanskrit literature flourished, and Kalidasa, Aryabhatta, Varahamihira, so they were give their contribution. We will write some other points. And Chandragupta II himself surrounded by many learned men, poet and artists. And some point we will write about Kalidasa, three major fellows, Kalidasa, Aryabhatta and Varahamihira. 10 more minutes it will take, so please listen. So first one, Kalidasa. So he had a plays in a drama. In a place in a one is Abhijana Sakundalam. A Abhi இது எதை பத்தினதுன்னா, just for your information, a story of king Dushyant Dushyanta and Sakundala. Okay, then another work from the Kalidasa place is Malvika Agnimitra. Malvika Agnimitra. It's about the romantic story of King Agnimitra and a servant girl Malvika. Servant girl Malvika. Then the third place was Vikram Moorvashya. This is also one of the love story between of King Puranamas and a celestial Nemo Barvasi. Okay, these are the three plays, and some of the poem he wrote. Poems. One is this already we have come across the Raghuvamsa. Okay, it talks about King Raghu and the Lord Rama. Then Kumara Sambhava. This was a heavenly marriage between the Lord Shiva and goddess Parvati, and talks about his Kumaran. Okay, birth of Kumaran. Then another one, Meghaduta. And the fourth one, Ritu Samhara. Ritu means season. Ritu Samhara. And the second famous person is Aryabhatta. So who lived in the Kusumapura in the Patna region. Kusumapura in the Patna region. and he wrote a literature called Arya Pataya. Arya Pataya. It's a collection. Yeah, that means around a short. It's about a short treatise. Short treatise of mathematics and astronomy. And he gave the formula to calculate the motion of sun, moon, and planets. And he calculate the length of year by Earth to revolve the sun around 365 days, 6 hours, 12 minutes, and 30 seconds. Okay, exactly everything is in this book, right? Aryabhatta. See here, I have mentioned 365 days, 6 hours, 12 minutes, and it is almost matched with 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45 seconds. And he gave the correct explanation for the solar and lunar eclipse. Okay, and some of the calculations, a number of techniques and calculation. This one, and Varaha Migira, he also one of the 9 jeweler gems gems of the Chandragupta too, and he gave the Pancha Siddhantika here. Here mention no. Okay, write it separately. And one more, he wrote one book, encyclopedia, that is Brigas Samhita. Okay, so Brigas Samhita means a master collection of many things about the maths, astronomy. Then one more famous work of Varaha Migira was Surya Siddhanta. Surya Siddhanta. Surya Siddhanta means sun theory. Sun theory. And he was the discovery of trigonometry formula. These are all the famous work. I think it's supposed to over. And Kalidasa, we wrote many things in the beginning. Then the decline of Gupta. It's as usual after, because of the later rulers are weak ruler. Then Hun tribe took place from the central India, and they forgot, or they did not make the uh, control of western northwestern region. And in south and northeast there was a kingdom. The Pallavas were there, and the Pallavas, they contribute many things. The rocket caves, their capital was Kanchipuram. Okay, so these are all in the southern side. I think that's all. That's all over, I think so. Okay, up to now we will complete this one, and the next class is on Monday. Rest of the chapters will be covered on Monday. Okay, thank you.